Hey everybody! So today I'm doing a 30-minute journey healing and wisdom session, and there's a 15-minute add-on of additional energy work and wisdom, and the goals are all about psychic development, okay? So I'm going to read the goals and then I'm going to get started. So this says, my goals for this session is to be able to have a psychic experience. I want to have opportunities to conquer my fears of the unknown and begin to challenge myself in new ways. I'm constantly trying to grow and become more loving and spiritual. I want to live a purposeful life here on earth by helping people and myself evolve. I want to help spread awareness and acceptance of the unknown. So cool. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and relax. This is actually a real distant spiritual healing session, and I've been given permission to share this openly on YouTube so we can all learn from each other. I think it's a great gift for the collective. So I'm gonna relax and then and we'll see what Spirit shares, okay? Okay, I'm just gonna recap here. So you want to have a psychic experience with opportunities to conquer your fears, the unknown. Just recapping on these details, okay. Okay. First thing I experience is really warm. And it's like a tiny little, like a lima bean, but it's a yellow color and it's in the heart and it's generating light, and it's really lovely to feel it inside my own heart. Simultaneously, this lima bean, this energy of love is suspended in a space where there's still vulnerability. There's experiences of vulnerability. I feel it within myself. It makes me feel emotional. It's vulnerability. Is it sadness? Not necessarily. Let me just go ahead and feel this out some more. Okay. You're definitely doing some release in your own life, because we're looking at a big old chunk of something that's come up to the surface of your spiritual atmosphere, and it's wanting to be let go of, and it's in your heart portal. So let's get that out of there so you can have some breathability in your heart portal. Breathability in your heart portal is excellent for bringing balance to everything, okay? But while we're going to bring breathability here, your third eye is also saying, hi, I'm here too, and please help me. So there's something interconnected here with both of them, and this is all really interconnected with your psychic development, okay? All right, it's like a chunk of wood that's been on the sea, in the ocean tides for who knows how long, and it's rotten, but it's still holding itself together, and it hasn't sort of sunk to the bottom of the ocean, and it's found its way sort of like a person that's sort of washed up onto shore, you know. This lone piece of sort of rotten wood washes up to shore on sort of a beach that it feels kind of like a castaway. As like a island where nobody lives. I'm just watching this piece of wood right now. This is also interconnected with what is this energy block in your heart portal. It looks like this piece of wet wood. And it doesn't bother me that it's rotted wood. It actually is inspiring how it managed to travel this far and is still washed up onto shore and is still there, you know. It's not pieces of itself. It's withstanding the elements. It's conquered the ocean. It's made it this far. So it keeps echoing the image of a person that miraculously washes up onto a beach. They didn't get eaten by a shark. They didn't drown. They didn't, you know, they managed to survive, okay? And so this rotten piece of wood is also a reflection of survival, and it's actually triumphant. It's quite triumphant. So it's kind of it's a good image, but it's also saying, I'm ready to be free. I'm ready to be let go of. I want to become new. This part of myself, this sort of castaway, or this this sort of washed up wood, this sort of a piece of myself that's survived. I want to become transformed. I want to move on from this and into something new, a new experience. So let's see here. A lot of emotional vulnerability right now, so we're just letting it come out here. A lot of emotional vulnerability, but it's not necessarily sadness, you know. It could be emotional vulnerability related to I made it and the relief, but the intensity of the journey to make it this far can also make us feel emotional in this way, vulnerable even, but positive somehow. Okay, I'm still working on getting it out of your heart portal. Just a little bit of movement in the soul, okay? You just let that happen. Ooh, okay. Third eye is just like, hello, 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 I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. But it's like, okay, third eye, I'm so excited for you right now. But we still have this block of wood. So I'm actually going to encourage, I'm going to bring third eye out and let's see what third eye sees in all of this, okay? Not only just third eye, but it's sort of like what is above, like this sort of portal of energy here. It's like this mental body region is saying, psychic senses, open me, open me, open me. I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. I am ready. I'm so ready right now. Hello, 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 hello. It's like, I know, but we have this chunk of wood thing going on here. So we got to actually bring that into balance, and then we can start getting the flows more into you. So let's see what happens here. Okay, I'm bringing this third eye portal, energy portal. So we're just bringing this part of your consciousness out, and we're just going to have you stand here on the beach, and we're going to look at this sort of chunk of wood, okay, coming from the heart portal region. Okay, third eye is actually more masculine looking, or sort of emanating more of a masculine state of being. Does not necessarily look human either. The eyes look bigger than human eyes. And he bends down and he's touching the this rotted wood, and he's now picking it up with his hand, and he's sort of looking at it in all the directions. He doesn't he sort of sees a beautiful maiden in this rotted piece of wood, but he also feels kind of hurt too. And when he touches this chunk of wood, it bothers him and his hand, which means there's vulnerability, there's pain that related to this. So touching it kind of activates that echo of ouch, or that hurts. I don't know if I can tolerate looking at that. So I say it's okay. I actually go to this male energy and I give him a hug. And somehow the spirit of the female from inside the wood is me. And I'm hugging him right now, and I'm saying, it's okay. I'm just glad that you're here. You don't have to feel sorry for my journey. You don't have to feel vulnerable in any way, as in like you weren't there enough for me, or you weren't helping me, or you weren't that I had to do it all by myself kind of thing. Please don't carry any burden. Don't think too hard about it. I'm just happy you're here with me, so let us move on from this together, working together. Let us move on from what all of this is about and start fresh, start new, walking in balance side by side, holding hands, walking side by side. He is starting to cry. I mean, he's becoming very emotional, and he feels like he was not there enough for you. And it breaks his heart. This is your mental body, okay? Communicating with your heart portal right now. So it's sort of like divine masculine in the mental body, and then divine feminine in the heart. And he can't forgive himself, and so there's a lot of emotional vulnerability here. She's already forgiven him. He has to now find the ability to forgive himself from within. Because she can forgive him all day long, but if he can't accept that he wasn't there on a certain level, that he feels like he should have been there, so he has to learn how to forgive himself. This is mental body, okay? is coming into awareness of something that mental body missed and staying in balance with heart portal. Mental body is just wanting to have the psychic experience, didn't realize that heart portal hadn't caught up yet and was going through a trauma of its own kind, just was kind of selfish in a way. But I don't like to use the word selfish. It's just self-realizing. It's just awareness. We all do stuff like this, where we didn't realize that we were kind of into our own zone, our own world, and then little did we know we kind of got a little too excited about us, and we're thinking about somebody else is kind of the thing. And we're just talking about mental body heart portal here, okay? Bringing them into balance. Okay, this is becoming an obsession. And mental body is now, again, wants all the attention. So I'm the one that did everything wrong. I'm the, I cry, look at me, can't forgive myself. Heart portal is actually ready to move on. So now, not only is mental body saying, I want psychic development, oh crap, I didn't realize heart portal that I was neglecting you. Oh my gosh, now I can't forgive myself. So mental body is still coming first. But we really need to encourage heart portal to come first, and then mental body becomes in alignment with heart portal, okay? And the psychic senses activate naturally, but oh man, yeah, you're having a huge reaction to this now. So I'm just gonna move a little bit here because your soul is having a reaction, okay? You're having an energy shifting reaction, so you just let that happen. Okay. Well, I'm gonna bring these two into harmony, and they're gonna work better than they've ever worked. And the goal here is to create, to manifest. You are ready to have psychic experiences. So we are going to do the work to manifest those next experiences for you, okay? And so it starts here. Okay. Mental body is definitely in the way of your psychic experiences. It's like ego, Ego is got 1,000,001 reasons to be the most important thing in existence. And ego will throw the sob story, ego will crash the party, ego will say, I'm most important, ego do all kinds of stuff, and you won't even realize it. Because ego is pretty, ego is also you. We're all connected to ego. So ego is pretty interesting part of the mental body. And so I'm still working on relaxing this and bringing balance to it. So all I can do is layer after layer after layer of reactions. We just go through them, okay? Give them time to process and transform into something new. So let's see what happens next. Maiden is still on the beach. Maiden is actually looking at the rotted piece of wood, so sort of the spirit of the wood is in her. The male, sort of the mental body psychic development guy, is relaxing but feels distraught and confused about himself right now. And he feels like he has a big old chunk of wood in his heart. And why does she get all the attention all the time? And like, wow, this is quite a vulnerability. We gotta bring this frequency into balance so we can start the next step, okay? I'm just gonna let him, he's just sort of being a distraction, so I'm just gonna let him kind of throw his shifts and changes however he feels like he needs to, but I'm gonna work with the Maiden right now, your heart portal. And I become the man he is working on becoming. I actually experience myself transforming into him, but I am the him that is in balance, and I'm actually shorter than you by several inches. Almost like 5, right? Like it seems like you keep getting taller. I was like eye to eye, and now you're just like getting really tall. So I'm hugging you, and you got a wig on, a white wig that you're wearing in a really pretty gown. And I'm also dressed kind of like a a buccaneer, but more fancy, not like a pirate or something fancier to the way that I'm dressed, but I look more like a sailor in a way, like somebody who works with big boats. And I love you very much, and I'm looking into your eyes, and I'm captivated by your eyes. And I want to be the man. I want to be the man that you need me to be. As some sort of conversation. It's a romantic conversation about being the man you want me to be, being there for you in the way you need me, bringing our love into balance. All the while, this other version is just, it's like a squawking bird and misery and suffering, and nobody cares about me, and it's just sort of like the ego parts of that vibration that just haven't come into balance with itself yet. So it's throwing like a childlike crybaby moment over there while we're working at a higher vibration, okay? Higher vibration of well-rounded, balanced love connection. Okay. New vulnerability, it's like a bubble that's coming up and out of the soul region. It's just coming up to the surface. There's a little bit of movement here. Oh, okay. Let's see what happens next. It's like a bubble of information coming from deep down inside. Okay. Anger is associated with it. Anger and darkness. I'm not able to see. And I'm really frustrated about this, okay? This really reminds me of all the people that tell me, Abby, I want to have a psychic experience, but I can't see anything. And so we got to learn how to be able to actually see with our psychic senses. We start with imagination, okay? So we start with what we can see, okay? So we just start with a place. Like I guarantee that if you had to sit down and have a meditative moment and visualize yourself standing on a beach, a single island in the ocean, I guarantee you'd have a visualization experience, and it comes from your feelings, okay? Well, I feel like I'm standing on a beach right now, and I feel my toes are in the sand, or wow, I'm oddly wearing boots, or I'm oddly wearing shoes of some kind. And you start to notice that you're dressed, or you're naked, or you're, who knows what, but you're going to start to notice details like this. And these details are no coincidence, okay? You're not just making this up. It just comes to the surface this way. Wow, I'm wearing shoes on the beach? That's kind of weird. Or, whatever it might be. Or it may just be you're in your swimsuit and you're on the beach and everything feels normal. But you'll notice that it doesn't feel quite normal. You got to keep working with your feelings and have a visualization experience so you can see, okay? So I'm giving you the gift of sight by giving you permission to see now, okay? So in this space where you're telling me everything's dark, I can't see, and it's sort of like I'm in the hull of a ship because there's kind of a dampness to the way I feel. Like there's a dampness down here. It feels like a older boat that's a well-traveled boat, and it is dark down here. There's no windows, there's no light coming in. It's just dark and damp down here. As I keep hearing this echo, I can't see anything. I just want to see clearly. I want to see. And I say, well, you can see. I'm giving you permission right now to see. Now I want you to tell me, I'm talking to your deeper consciousness and saying, I want you to tell me, deeper consciousness, what do you see? You actually are seeing just fine. Now tell me, what do you see in this experience? And your deeper consciousness says, okay, well, maybe it's not what I see, it's what I hear. I'm hearing water outside, water that's moving. And when I hear the water outside moving, I feel like I myself am standing inside the boat, the inside of a boat. You're a man, you're a castaway, you're a stowaway of some kind, and you're hiding here. And there's a dampness to it. It isn't healthy, actually. Abby can feel that it is not healthy, and there's something diseased about it. Rats, or the food is rotten in here. There's something of this nature in here. I feel that. You are simply, your deeper consciousness is simply, I hear water moving outside myself. I'm on the ocean. I'm a man. I'm wearing some sort of cloth pants, cloth shirt. The pants are shorter, so they're cut at the knees, and it's damp. It's humid down here, and there's something of a rot. Something that goes back of rot. I feel that your deeper consciousness hasn't noticed that detail yet. You're just aware that you're a man, and all the details we've come across so far. Let's see what your deeper consciousness notices. Because your deeper consciousness notices that it's seeing darkness, but it's feeling color, okay? Your deeper consciousness is feeling color, and feeling color has sounds, all right? I feel the color of ocean waves moving. And now we're not only discovering that the color itself is ocean waves, defined as ocean waves. The color itself is defined as the sound of ocean waves. The color is defined as, wow, I'm a masculine emanation. I'm wearing cloth clothes. Is discovering, the color is discovering detail, okay? And the detail is in the sounds, is in the smell, is in the texture of the air, is, I'm a man, I'm a woman. It's in these details. So the color, to be able to see, is the color itself becomes all these many details, and it becomes the feeling too, okay? So there's the soul movement here, because we're creating ability in your third eye space to see, all right? I'm giving you permission to see, but I'm also manifesting the ability to see, all right? Because I'm creating the awareness of how psychic seeing actually happens. It happens by feeling yourself in a place, and now experience yourself in that place and exploring why is it this place, and why am I having these details. This is what I would define as a past lifetime. So now this is how we're accessing past lifetimes. We just simply start with an image, just something, and then see where the image takes us, because this is your soul, this is your higher self guiding you through the images themselves. And it's going to feel as natural as being a daydreamer in your, junior high school classroom, where you've not paying attention to the teacher anymore because you're daydreaming about that cute girl, that cute guy, and you don't even realize that a half hour of time has already passed, because that is actually a spiritual space. That's actually psychic senses, but it's so natural. We just do it naturally. Well, this is, I am choosing, I have an intention, I'm choosing now to see. I can see clearly, and now I allow my higher self to allow me to see the next thing. And your higher self is going to say, okay, you're standing in darkness, what do you see? How do you see it? And you're going to say, okay, well, I'm not going to choose to see anything. I'm going to choose to hear and feel and sense other details, because those details are the colors that I see themselves. And once you acknowledge that, now the scene becomes alive with dimension, with texture, with meaning, okay? Your deeper consciousness is becoming aware of how to do this, which is now being part of your reprogramming through this session, okay? So your new programming is, I can see clearly, and I can see psychic details, and I can experience them through my feelings. I can experience them through experiencing sounds and colors and details. Okay, so I'm putting all that in there for you. See what deeper consciousness is going to explore next. I am experiencing the dampness, I am experiencing the infection, but let's see what your deeper consciousness discovers. Deeper consciousness doesn't know what to do next. And so as this man just sits down in the darkness and is contemplating, but tells me that it's not dark in here anymore. There's actually a little bit of like dim candlelight, something of this kind. So I can see a little bit of light. And as this man, you're in deep thought, and it feels like a lot of time is passing. I mean, a lot of time of experiencing just being in this one space. It almost makes you go insane. You can imagine sneaking onto a boat and being in the hull of the boat, hiding there, and you have to stay down there for months. And it's absolutely, it almost makes you want to go insane. And your deeper consciousness feels this way. It feels like it's been down here for a really long time, and you've just been in the dark, and you're kind of losing your mind. You feel like kind of some of the cargo, and you feel like you're part of the cargo, and as in you are a crate full of bananas or a crate full of this. you're kind of losing your mind. You don't identify yourself as a man waiting for the ship to arrive in a location and then to live your life. You're starting to identify yourself as an object. So you're losing your sense of identity. This is a really big deal because this is connected to your heart portal and your third eye, your mental body region, and your psychic senses. It's actually interconnected with all these. So we're having a soul reaction here. So we just, your soul's really bothered by this image. Your soul's really bothered by this image, and your deeper consciousness too is starting to feel really overwhelmed by this image as well. Your deeper consciousness is having a hard time breathing and is asking me to get this man out of the hole. Get him out of the hole. This man actually has a pipe with tobacco in it, and there's times where he'll smoke the tobacco pipe to keep him calm and peaceful. Something to do to pass the time. And he's finding strength again. And your deeper consciousness is starting to relax, and the pipe is starting to relax the senses. It's literally like a little wooden, old school, antique style pipe kind of thing. You're emotional. You're struggling to breathe again. There's a miniature panic going on, but you're about to fall asleep. This is all in your soul, by the way. A lot of overwhelmingness, mild panic, overwhelming mental body. I'm still trying to calm it down. It's like the body goes to sleep, but everything else is reacting and screaming right now. Okay, nobody is relaxed. There's a lot of your energy body that is definitely not able to relax at all right now. This is just new stuff coming up to the surface that we got to look at and let it go, okay? All right, somebody is asking the question, what if you never see the sunlight again? What if you never reach land? What if you die on the inside of this ship? What is the meaning of your life now? This is something that you're contemplating while you're in the bottom of the boat. I'm telling you, you are really, it's like a real test in this lifetime. Mental balance, emotional balance becomes a test. Because it's all exciting at first, and then you start to see the same things day after day after day after day after day after day after day. It's always dark. When am I ever going to get out of this? Oh my God, am I going to die down here? I mean, and it's very humid down here. It just doesn't feel like you get any fresh air. Okay, you're losing your mind now. You're going to just like lapses where you kind of lose your mind. And you're starting to kind of laugh to yourself. Weird ways. Telling you this piece of wood in your heart portal, the more we get through this layer here, it's healing considerably. All the while it's intertwined with psychic development, believe it or not. Okay, another higher consciousness version of yourself is entering in. Interestingly enough, it's male. Again, like, so crazy when we're all parts of like the divine. So sometimes we're male, female, sometimes we're female, sometimes we're male. It doesn't matter what your gender is. It's like, you just never know how it's going to come forward. So male again. So this male is sort of watching and standing next to me and saying, I don't know that I believe him necessarily just yet, but he's telling me that that part of the fate of this part of himself, this part of you, must go through this very difficult time, this very difficult learning experience, and to die in it as well. It's for the greatest good of your pathway, so it's for your learning. And in a way, it's like he snaps his fingers and it is done, and it is decided that you're going to get sick now, down in the bottom of this boat. by your higher self, basically. Higher self version of you. Higher selves can be like 100 different versions of yourself. I mean, higher selves can be so many things. Like, we aren't just one, we're infinite. Numbers, infinite consciousness. It's incredible how one soul can be an infinite collective of its own kind. It's just amazing. Full of consciousness and with perspectives of all different sides. It's just amazing. So your collective decided that you need to get sick and die down here in the dark, okay? So somehow I cannot see or having psychic sight. It's all interconnected with this this here, which I would define as a past lifetime, okay? A lot of vulnerability and soul movement going on here. A lot of, I can't process this. This is too harsh. This is too extreme. I can't process this. This is terrifying. It's a terrifying, soul is terrified with this awareness, okay? But this male higher self emanation also is smoking a pipe and smiles at me and says, well, just wait until the end. And see, that's why it's like, I don't know why. I just want to, because there's always there's so many different ways that we can live a single experience. So I'm just gonna stand here and just wait a moment. I want to look at him for a little bit. He asks me, "What do you see in me, Abby?" And I say, okay, well, I like you much better than when, like, if I just hear you talking, I can't experience all that you are. But when I look into your heart, I love you so much. I'd prefer to know you from your heart than from your words. I can see into your heart, and you have such a good heart. Oh my gosh. I'm giving this man a hug like nobody's business, like long lost friend kind of thing. And this is also part of your higher self. And your higher self is wise and very, very kind. Despite the decision made does not seem like a kind decision, but it's actually for the greatest good of your soul development, all that stuff. So for the greatest good. And I really adore this emanation, okay? He likes to smoke this pipe, and it's not like, I'm telling you, it's like an antique tobacco pipe. It's not like there's cannabis in it. It's like an antique tobacco pipe, and there's something of a prestige about smoking this pipe. Somehow it kind of, there's a status feel about it. Like there's something about having a pipe that it's sort of like an extension of your body that is your friend, and you reach for your pipe, and it's like a recreational activity to relax and clear the mind and calm the senses. And it's like a tobacco pipe, not like a cannabis thing. But he really loves, he likes holding it in his hand. He likes, it's like a Sherlock Holmes pipe kind of thing. He likes the whole experience of the pipe. And your higher self is just hanging out here with me with the pipe. And we're watching you deteriorate in the side of the hull of this boat, okay? So we're watching a movie, and you're the one that's the star of the show, and you're part of the soul that is deteriorating here. Mentally, emotionally, and physically, okay? So not so fun, is it? Amazing perspective. Some perspective is, well, it's for the greatest good. Other perspective is, it's happening to me, and I'm not enjoying this. So it's all happening simultaneously. Well, you're now in the future, which is also in the past and also in the present. So it's like, wow, time and the infinite soul is amazing. So, okay. You are so sick and you can't ask anybody for help because you're not meant to be on this boat in the first place. And you're going to die, and you're going to create a terrible, terrible rancid stench. And they're gonna find you, and it's gonna be very foul and disgusting. I actually see it's almost like birds are found underneath the boat that are eating your remains as well. It's just like, and it reeks. It really reeks, and it almost seems like the rot of your flesh somehow gets in and contaminates like some of the fruits or some of the stuff that they have stowed away in the cargo. I just keep thinking of rotted flesh. And humidity and bananas. It's not a good mix. Your high self tells me that this scene is almost over. And he sort of disappears, and what remains is this sort of tobacco pipe. And I say, I'm not sure what to do with this, but it's almost like a gift of some kind. And I feel like everything is complete now about this boat. I feel like I want to go back to the beach again, where this woman is standing, this belligerent sort of like crybaby. He's falling apart over there, but then there's a sort of a higher vibrational version of himself that is communicating with this feminine emanation. And I'm coming onto the beach, and I'm handing him this pipe. I mean, he has a really, like Pirates of the Caribbean, but they're like the Navy men, not the pirates. But even the Navy men, they're dressed really fancy, and they have the white wig and the hats. That's kind of how this male is dressed. And I give him this pipe. It's like a part of his soul or a part of his heart I've just given back to him. There's an emotional release. He said, "How did you find this?" I said, "It was given to me. It was given to me by a part of yourself, part of your higher self. What do you make of this?" He tells me that this is really precious. It means a lot to him. But he says that he doesn't need it. He actually asked me to give it to the part of himself that is kind of falling apart over there on the beach. So I'm just going to give it to him and see what happens. Okay. Okay. It's a little complicated because he's transforming. He's not really like a man. He's like an energy that's sort of gray, and he's still kind of a man inside of the energy. And I keep trying to give it to him, but it's sort of like I hand it to him, but it goes through him. It's like he can't hold it. And it's almost like he wants to be the smoke in the pipe itself. And there's an invisible version of him sitting on a log. And I'm handing it to an invisible version of him. And he tells himself he needs to let go. This is like a totally belligerent part of your ego that's interconnected with all this. That's very normal, okay? We just got to keep going through the layers here until that frequency can just iron out and become at peace with everything, okay? Self-aware, self-accepting, self-loving, and let it go, okay? So we just relax that vibration, but sometimes it takes time to help that vibration to get all the nourishment that it needs through all this other information, and then it can let go and relax, okay? So this is going to be a big deal here once this finally comes to peace with itself. It still isn't there yet. Still relaxing it. Relaxing the heart. Suffocating. It's suffocating. It keeps telling me I'm suffocating. I'm dying. It's screaming literally at the top of its lungs like it's being tortured to death, like its leg was just cut off, like it's going crazy with reactions, extreme reactions, okay? But it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So we just allow it to continue to react as it needs to. This is transforming a part of your mental body that really is kind of in the way of psychic experiences, okay? would never admit that. No, it's never the problem, you know, but yet it wants to have all the attention. But that's, you know, not what it's really trying to do. So, almost there. Almost become absolutely nothing. Almost become just totally just completely nothing, like nothing left of that frequency, because you don't need it anymore. Yeah, all right, that's good. Huge shift in the energy of your mental body, okay? So we just allowing that to happen. Feels like exhaustion. It feels like I need to go to bed immediately. Physical body is stating that because it's part of the processor of energy shifts, okay? It's got to balance itself with the new identity. I can see clearly now. I am seeing clearly now. I have psychic experiences. It's identifying itself as being that which you are wanting in the future as your present experience right now. So we take what is that which I want in the future, and then we realize that we live in the future already. So we bring that idea, and then we just place it into present, and now it is the truth about you. I am having psychic experiences. I can see clearly now. And so now that is this new huge energy upgrade. That feels so much better. Just gonna give it another minute or two as it continues to just clear out of there, okay? It's just coming into a really peaceful state. I'm encouraging the invisible man with a pipe to stand up and to come over to this man and woman. And I'm asking him about these two, what he thinks about these two. And he smiles at me. He says, you know who I am. It's like, I know you're the higher self that likes the pipe, that just helping me to transform stuff. So what do you want? What do you want me to do with these two? He laughs and he pats me on the back with a jolly attitude. He says, I like you. I was like, okay, I like you too. He just starts laughing. And we both start laughing a lot. We just feel really happy. Almost like there's nothing else we need to do. He shows me time passing, and they're still like gazing into each other's eyes. And they're falling in love with each other, but they never move. They're just gazing into each other's eyes for like all eternity is kind of what it's like. He says, when their souls are ready, they'll return to their balanced locations kind of thing. Give them some time to enjoy the gaze, their time together. Give them some time. And he's literally winding. It's sort of like he's winding up. You know, he's moving time, so it's just speeding up time. It's like fast forwarding time, but they're still standing there gazing into each other's eyes. It's like, just let him have some time, Abbey. Slowly but surely, he leans in and kisses her on the lips. He's like, oh, and his heart becomes ignited, and she is pure love. And they start to turn into an electrical ball of like red and yellow circulating light, just flashes of it, and it's a spherical ball, an orb of their energies. And oh my gosh, if you could see the inside of this, I mean, it's full of basically bursting colors, fireworks, pure love, balanced connection. I mean, it's this eternity of like the most best feelings you could possibly have, all in one sphere, infinite spherical space. It's pretty cool. It's really, really wonderful to feel it and to see. We are going back in time now to the beginning of the journey and the driftwood and the mental body. I want to be psychic. I want to be psychic. I want to see like I'm ready now. Help me. I'm ready. So everything is calmed down. It's just we don't have any relationship anymore with that wood, because whatever's in the future is revolving into the past. So everything is past, present, and future at the same time. So we've completed that learning on the cycle of your soul journey. So everything's complete there. And I'm just coming back where we started again, like we did a full circle, and I'm returning to where we started. And I place this orb, a version of this orb, into your heart portal, and a version of this orb into your mental body, okay? And a version of this orb above your head. Wow, the energy. The acceleration of energy is awesome. So, wow. Soul movement, but it's really awesome feeling, okay? All right, yeah, that feels great. That's how everything is right now. Just like, I feel wonderful. Like I'm having a heavenly shower, and it's all about love and bliss and just happiness and fireworks and joy and like everything, every color in an infinite universe, and every feeling of joy you could possibly imagine having. And it's so wonderful. Oh, it feels so good. Man, are you ever on fire? You're like so ignited and full of light. Oh, it's so wonderful. It like feels so good. I'm just gonna place one of these orbs in every one of your energy bodies, okay? So communications body, emotional body, sexual body, beneath the feet, all of these energy portals, all these energy bodies, we'll get them ignited with this love, right? And when it's ignited with the love, we're actually working with our heart, our soul, our higher self, and that is, wow, does that ever ignite all the psychic ability, all the awareness, all the awesomeness of being like the most balanced human on the planet kind of thing. That's what we're always working towards. And we will, even the most balanced person on the planet right now, even tomorrow, is working on becoming more balanced. Like you'll never stop working on becoming more balanced, because it's all about expansion and enlightenment and experiences that then make us feel like we're walking backward when we're really moving forward with new experiences, expansion, and awareness. So we're always becoming more than we ever were before. It's pretty awesome to feel that. And boy, are you ever bright and expanded right now. And I'm stepping into your really massively upgraded spiritual atmosphere, and this new, like I'm telling you, I'm standing on the outside of what is now you as this super orb of spiraling energy. Is so amazing. And then I step inside of this version, and I create the idea that I am having psychic experiences. I see clearly now. I'm continuing to integrate that those ideas, that awareness, that truth is now all that you are, okay? And yeah, that's really, really awesome. It's creating massive bubble of energy. It just goes, it like bubbles out, and then bam, there's like this super light that just blasts out of the upper part of your head, blasts through this sort of upper chakra, but it's just blasts infinitely out, and then it's creating a perfect alignment of energy that's shooting down and up, all simultaneously. Everything is just shifting and moving in an awesome way right now. In every sacred direction, within, around, every sacred direction. Feels really good. Okay, that's all I can share with you. I really enjoyed this experience. That's all I can say. I'm still like coming back into my body right now, so I feel a little kooky sometimes in my brain. Thank you so much. And for those of you watching, if you're interested in exploring a psychic session with me, please visit me at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. Thank you all, and I wish you all a wonderful day.